like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. This, of course, is the very famous song by Neil Young, Harvest Moon. I spent a lot of work, I put a lot of work into learning how to play this song. I've been performing this song in my set for more than 20 years. It's Neil Young. He's one of the best Canadian singer-songwriters, a phenomenal songwriter, and an underappreciated, brilliant guitar player, and has been a brilliant guitar player since the 70s, at least. So let's have a look at this fantastic song. It's way easier to learn once you have the right parts. It's way easier to practice and prepare for performance than you will think it is. But there are some moving parts. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at the chords for Harvest Moon. We're going to look at the strumming for Harvest Moon. We're going to look at he's got some very specific little things, a little strumming thing that he does in the verse, the strumming off the top with the D6 and D major 7, the harmonics. We're going to look at all of those moving parts in detail, in close-up, and go through them. And we're going to look at the song section by section. So I'm going to deal with the instrumental intro at the top, the two different ways that he plays the verse, and then the refrain as well. So come on, join me, and let's get into it. Okay, first let's start off with a general note. There is no capo on this song, but the low E string is tuned to the note D. Tuned a whole step or 2 semitones lower than it normally is. Use your tuner. I would recommend using your tuner if you're not accustomed to using this. This is called a drop D tuning. So this low E string is tuned an octave below this string. Okay? And use your tuner to get that low E tuned down to D. That's step one. Let's start off and look at the chords. I'm going to break the chords down section by section, okay? So at the beginning of the song, we're playing this chord here, and this is actually a D, and it alternates to a D6. The 6 is this note here, the B, okay? And if you know your chord triads, then that'll make sense to you. If you don't know your chord triads, I'll put a link to the song spelling circle lesson, and you can begin to learn your chord triads. So let's look at this. This is a D6, okay, and we're just playing. But we play it but with the bass note first, and I'll go through the details of each section later. This is just to introduce the chords. There's the D6. So I play the bass note, and I'll come back and do the strumming as well in detail. And then this chord here is actually a D major 7. Now, to play the full D major 7, you would use the pinky on the D string. Not really necessary because our low bass string is functioning as the low bass note for this. That's a D major 7. Okay, those are the chords in the first section. So in the next section, we play the harmonic, in the verse, we play the harmonics, which I'll come back and do a detail on the harmonics. And then the only chord we're playing here initially, whatever you play on the 5th fret is going to be 2 semitones lower than it would normally be. This would normally be A, 2 semitones lower is G. So this is a G note, and in fact this is a G chord. So we're just playing a G chord here, or G6, I can't remember, basically a G major. And we're just holding down the low E string and the A string. Okay? And you can just play that, that's the G. Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to. And now we're going to play the chords that are the second line chords from the verse. So now we're going to move back to this area, and the chords are a D sus2. That's the first one. And then we go D sus2, a strum. Then an A or A6, I considered an A6. Then an A5, so I'm playing the same A, but now I'm just playing the open A string and the D string. And then a D major 7, which looks like a C chord played up 2 frets, but without the middle finger. So that's a D major 7, and you can see it in the chart there. So So here's how that whole mess sounds. D sus. And then it goes G, A, A5, and then D major 7. And I'll come back and again step you through all of that. Then the final two new chords we're going to play is we're going to play an E minor and an A7. Okay, and these are often written down wrong, but this is how you play them. Trust me, I put a lot of work into this one. So your E minor is like this, but we have to play the low E string on the 2nd fret in order to get an E out of it, because now it's tuned to D. So you play the lowest 3 strings like this. 'Cause I'm still in love with A7, just regular A7. I wanna see you dance, E minor. Okay, so those are all the chords. About strumming, section by section, okay? The first section is low E and then I'm adding the 6, so I'm going. So I'm just actually, so it actually goes like this. It's thumb, down, and then I'm gonna hold down the 6. So that's the strumming on the D6. Then I hit the low bass again, and I just hit the low bass and 2 upstrokes on the D major 7. Now it's 2 upstrokes on the D major 7 plus up, down, up, so it's... That's the strumming on the intro, okay? Then we play some harmonics. I play the harmonics and then I start singing. So, and I'll go over the harmonics in a moment. But the strumming is on the, we're playing this G at the 5th fret, and the strumming is come a little bit closer. So it's 1 and 2 and 3, just like that. Standard country kind of strum. Strum down, up, down, up. But I have to. And now we're going to the after say. This is where we go to the strumming here. So let's talk about the rhythm part where the chords are going by quickly. Okay? So this is after we sing. So it's hear what I have to say. Now I'm going, as soon as I sing say, I'm starting on this. D sus. So it's 1. Down, up, mute. Okay, that's the first part of the strum. I'm D sus. Thumb, down, up, mute. And then I'm going to go muted strums, 1 chord per beat. So I'm going D sus, A6, and then A5, and then D major 7. Okay, so it looks together, all together it looks like this. Down, up, mute, down, 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 down. Much easier to play than it looks, but practice it slowly. Thumb, down, up, mute, D, A, D major 7. Okay, that's what he's playing there. Practice that lots. And then we go back to harmonics, back to our G here. Same strumming on the G. Same strumming as we used on the G. Now we're at the refrain at the end. 'Cause I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. 'Cause I'm still in love with a tacit you on this harvest moon. Okay, this is not a singing lesson, as you can tell. Okay, so those are the strums. Okay, here's the harmonics. Okay, if you haven't done harmonics before, learn how to do them. Follow my link. I think my link's over there. Follow my link to how to play a basic harmonic. I've got a little mini lesson, it'll get you started. We're playing harmonics here on the 12th fret, high E, B, G, D, and then I'm going to the 7th fret, the second strongest harmonic. I'm going to the 7th fret. I'm going to put it all together there. And then this is the 5th fret over here where I'm going to end up on the G. So here's how it plays. Harmonics down here. So these first two harmonics are like quarter notes. And then I'm playing a triplet of G, D, and A string on the 7. Okay? So that timing is 1 is a. So here it is. Boo, boo, doo, doo, doo. You can do it with a pick. The farther back, like towards the back of the sound hole that you can play these, it's hard for me because I'm demoing it and I want you to be able to see my fingers. But the farther back at the back of the sound hole that you play these, the stronger your harmonics are going to be. Okay, just practice it a lot. It's 1, 2, 1 is a, 1, 2, 1 is a. And then immediately I grab the G, which is easy. Just the 2 lowest fingers on the 5th fret. So I'm going to play that section so you can see how it pieces together. Now it's going by fast, so at first when you're practicing it, don't be too fussy about if your harmonics are absolutely perfect. Work on them lots, they will become perfect. For the walkthrough, I'm just going to keep my head out. Nobody cares about my head anyway. You want to see what's happening on the guitar. Bass beat on the D string at the beginning of each of these riffs. Okay, so we do that each of those 4 times. That's the beginning section. Now, we get into the verse, it's harmonics, and then followed by the G chord. So we go, come a little bit closer, hear what I have to. Now we're going to do the D sus line. And then we go back to harmonics for the next part. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. Okay, now we go to the G chord. But there's a full moon rising, let's go dancing in the light. And then we go back to the intro. Then we go back to the G. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the night. Then we go to our refrain at the end, E minor. 'Cause I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you. Brings out the ending on this harvest, which is a cappella, or you can play the A7. My voice is cracking here because I'm dry. And then for the next section, we go back to the intro. So that's a quick run through of all the moving parts of Harvest Moon. That's my transcription of it. I've played it along with the record a dozen times. It should be pretty accurate. It is much more playable than you think it is, but you do have to practice each of these individual components and then also practice going in from one to the next. For example, the harmonics to the G chord. Seems like a simple thing. And it is simple when Neil Young does it, but he's a very, very good guitar player. So for us mere mortals, it's going to take a little bit of practice to make those transitions. The song is totally doable. It is a song that will take your skills from beginner well into intermediate as you polish your way through this song. So it's a great song to take you forward. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you did, please click on the subscribe button, click on the like button. I'm putting some other songs that are approximately around the same skill level over here and over here. So please check one of those out if you're looking for some more material to work on that's going to help edge you forward in your journey with the guitar. My name is Bonner, and I hope that you'll come back and visit me again soon.